Hello my friends, today it is Wednesday and usually I'm going to try and upload on Thursdays, and I have a whole bunch of video ideas but none of the ones that I have in mind are going to be able to be filmed in a quick amount of time. They'll take a little bit more extra effort. So I asked you guys what you wanted to see and you guys requested a mukbang, and so I was thinking you guys want to see me eat food and talk, but honestly that sounds perfect. So I just finished uni, I've been there since like 6:30 a.m. It's now 3:20 and I'm going to go and get myself a burrito bowl. At least that's the plan. Usually I don't like half-hearted mukbangs where you only buy one thing. Like I like it when you have the whole spread, but I just don't want to be wasteful today. And I'm also trying to eat kind of healthy. This is definitely not healthy, but it's a better option than some other things that I could do. So let's go. Alright, the lighting is not great, but like don't know what I can do about it. I have my food. I went to GYG, got a burrito bowl. I've never had their burrito bowl before and I didn't realize how big it was. Oh my goodness. I also added guacamole. This is bigger than my head. I won't need to eat for 3 days. Did they include a fork? Yes, they did. Oh my goodness. Wow, I didn't even think of that. This is what we have going for us today. It's a mild chicken burrito bowl. I need to ask you guys what you want me to talk about, but I'm so hungry. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Are you ever like so hungry and you're eating something and you're not sure if it's actually that good or if you're just super hungry? It's so hot. I'm just asking you guys to ask me questions. All right, the questions are up. I feel like you guys are pretty updated on my life right now. I find it so awkward doing mukbangs, especially by yourself. I just don't think I could talk with my mouth full. That just seems so rude to me. My mum didn't raise me that way. Does anyone else always mix up their food and make it look disgusting, but it just like tastes better that way? Because I'm mixing this all together and it looks disgusting, but it's gonna taste way better than if it was separate. I'm also sitting in a random cul-de-sac right now in the shade because it's 35 degrees. How could this possibly be interesting for you guys to watch? Okay, question of the day. Do you like black beans or not? I feel like it's pretty 50-50 as to whether people like them or not. I have some friends who like do not like them. Like some people eat them, but they don't really like them. They just put up with them. I love them. I think they're great. This is actually incredible. I don't know why I've never had this before. This is just Rachel talking for 5 minutes straight about how much she likes food. Like, this is not even a mukbang. Okay, I've got some questions. Someone asked me when am I going to move in with my boyfriend? I'll move in with him when he's my husband. Someone asked best advice for living with friends for the first time. I would say, I think you need to make sure you keep your lives separate still. Like, yes, I live with some of my best friends and I love it, but we have very different lives and we do very different things. We all have different hobbies and we see our own families and have our own separate friends as well who we hang out with, and that just means that the time we do get to spend together is a lot more special, I guess, and it's not like we get sick of each other, I guess. Do you prefer unhealthy cookies or healthy ones? Is that even a question? Of course I prefer unhealthy cookies, but you can't feed yourself that all the time, obviously, she says as she's eating a burrito bowl the size of her head. Someone asked me, how regularly do you attend lectures? I feel like this is very different depending on who you ask. I go to as many as I can, being realistic. I think for me and the classes that I'm doing this semester, I have one almost every day, but I don't go to all of them because otherwise I wouldn't be able to have a job and work and do all of those other things that I need to do still because I need to earn money and pay my bills. So I go to 2 out of 4 of them and then I just watch the other 2 online. But last semester I went to all of them, I think, or almost all of them, and I got way better marks than when I didn't go to them in previous semesters. So I think as long as you can go to them, go to them, especially because it means you don't have to catch up later. Like if I didn't have to work and I could go to those other lectures that I'm not going to, I totally would. Is your uni degree different than what you thought it was going to be? I would say 100% yes. I thought my uni degree was going to be so different to what it is. Like everyone tells you when you go into psychology that like, yeah, there are stats, but there are so many stats. I'm just starting my 3rd year and this semester is the first semester I think that I've had actual counseling and like diagnosing sort of classes. I thought psychology was going to be all about mental health and like how to prevent it, how to fix it, all the strategies, all the treatments, all of that. It's not. It's so much more than that. And at the start, I was kind of mad about it that it was so different to what I thought it would be. But now I'm really glad. I don't think I've really talked about this with you guys yet, but over the past like 3 months, I've had a realization that I don't think I'm gonna be a psychologist. I just can't see myself in that position. I can't see myself being passionate about that. The thing is, I'm so interested in studying psychology. It is the most interesting thing that I've ever studied in my life, and I love that. And I'm super passionate about helping people, and I know that in my future career, I'll somehow be helping people because I can't imagine not doing that. But at the same time, I just cannot picture myself as a psychologist. And I also just have no interest in writing a thesis. I'm not passionate about that. I'm not motivated for that. And that's something you have to do to get to be a psychologist at some point. Basically, I'm glad that you can study psychology and go into so many other jobs, because imagine if I had studied something like paramedicine, where you come out of it and I don't know if you can go into other jobs, but basically you come out of it to be a paramedic. Or like if you study nursing, you come out of it to be a nurse. But you can study psychology and you can come out of it and work in business. You can come out of it and work in psychology, social work. You can be a caseworker. You can work in child services. Like, there are so many options and pathways. And in that way, I'm so glad I'm doing psychology because it gives me more options. But in other ways, I was like, this is not what I expected at all. For those of you who are asking me what you should do after high school, or how you should decide what to do after you graduate, like which uni course you should do or whatever, choose something that you're interested in, that you could imagine yourself studying for like 3 or 4 or 5 or however many years your course may be. Can you imagine yourself in the position that you would be in at the end of that degree? So just say you want to study nursing, or you're thinking about studying nursing. Can you actually imagine yourself in that role for like many, many years? And also, when you do start uni, you can always change, you can drop out, you can go back when you're 50 years old. Like, you don't have to be locked into one career path for the rest of your life from a decision that you made when you were like 17 or 18. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to make the perfect decision, because most people go through multiple careers in their lifetime as well, especially in this generation. I think we're estimated to have like 5 or 6 long-term jobs in our lifetime in our generation. I don't know, actually. I made that up. I didn't make it up. It's based on something real, but I don't know the exact amount. This is so good. How many hours a week do you work? How many days? I struggle to juggle uni and work. This time last year, I was working 30 hours a week. This time, like this year, I'm only working 20, and that's 3 days. So I work 1 half day and then 2 like full days of work. So I'm at work 3 days, I'm at uni 3 days, and then I have 1 day where I'm not at either of those. And that is actually pretty manageable for me. When I was doing 30 hours, I still managed. I don't even know how I did that, but I still managed. Actually, no, my schedule at uni this semester is kind of annoying, and I have big breaks in between classes and stuff. Like, if I had a better schedule, I could work more, but I'm basically working as much as I can with the schedule that I have. But I would say 15 to 20 hours is a really good, like, easy amount to work when you're doing uni as well, at least in my opinion, and that's for my degree and my lifestyle. So everyone is completely different. Also, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd probably be able to work a lot more, because a lot of my hours are spent doing YouTube work as well. It's just so dependent on your lifestyle and what you want to do, what your goals are. 20 hours for me is like a really good number. What would be the first thing you would do if you won $1 million? If I was being selfish with it and I didn't give it away, which I would definitely give some of it away, but I don't know what I would do as the first thing. Oh, that's so hard because there are so many things I want to do. The first thing that came to my mind would be to buy a house. I would love to just buy a house. That would be my dream, because they are expensive. I don't know how people ever afford to buy houses, but I guess not everyone, but a lot of people do. So it must be possible, right? But if I was to actually sit down and think about it a lot longer, I would probably have a very different answer. I just haven't really thought about it because it's just not a realistic... The wind is being loud. I'm trying to film a video. It's just not a realistic thing that would happen, but I would love to buy a house. Someone asked, at what subscriber count would you make YouTube your full-time job? Here is the tea, sis. Being realistic, if I want to make YouTube a full-time job, it has to be earning me enough money for it to sustain me as a full-time job would if I were to do that, if that makes sense. Like, I would have to be making like the same amount of money as I would if I was working full-time. That's in my opinion, that's what I would do. That would be the decision that I would make. So technically, if I was only thinking about the money side of it, which obviously I'm not, I haven't been earning money from YouTube for a long period of time, and I made videos for years without making any money at all. But if I'm just talking about a money perspective, subscribers don't really matter. YouTubers get paid based on views and based on like sponsorships and stuff. So if I were to decide if I wanted to go full full time, I would have to be making enough money based on the views that I was getting or based on like sponsorships and stuff, and I would probably want to be making a decent amount for like a few months or like 6 months to a year before I even quit my job, just to make sure that it actually was sustainable and it wasn't like I just got lucky for a month and then quit my job and then that would be a disaster. I literally can't answer this question for you because I have no idea how many subscribers I would need to be able to go full time. It is my dream to go full time, not because of the money, but because of the fact that this is my absolute passion and love, and if I could do this full time as my job, I would probably be the happiest person in the whole world. So that would be the absolute goal. No matter where I end up working, whether it's in YouTube or something completely different, I just want to be in a job that I'm passionate about. And right now I don't know exactly where that is apart from YouTube, but YouTube isn't something that you can choose to make your full-time job because it's just so up and down. I guess you can't plan it. So I don't know. That would be the dream, but I don't know. I still have so much food to eat, but I've been talking for way too long. This lighting is just getting worse and worse. I'm gonna end off this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. It was definitely something different. I've never done this before. I've seen other people do it and it looked really fun, so I thought I would join in. And of course you guys requested it. But if you did like this video or wanna see more like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and also leave me a comment letting me know if you wanna see more of these, or if you wanna see me do them with friends or something like that. I think that would be really fun. But other than that, thanks for joining me on my car mukbang. Had a really good time. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. Goodbye.
I just had to let you know you're